Alternate Tokoyo. It's actually kind of it's not even that bad, right? Alternate to Tokoyo with Sine alternate one, because Tokoyo's D1 special she has that deals life damage if you're above 6 hour, right? It would deal 2 damage. It's kind of neat. I don't know if it's good though.
Alright, so
Sounds gimmicky to me.
We're in the ban phase for Running Bear versus mengluo. And these are two pretty experienced players, so this should be a pretty good match.
Yeah, these are probably the best players in the tournament. Honestly, Meg basically taught me how to play, and I don't see Running Bear losing pretty much ever.
Yeah, I've played it extensively with Meng here. Very interesting. He was battling with whether or not he wanted to use Utsuro or Hanoka. It's something he kind of was using interchangeably. Meng is kind of a player who tends to play the whole character roster, so him choosing 3 was really hard for him. But it looks like this is the combination that he settled on. I don't know too much about Running Bear as a player, but this is my first match I've seen him play. So this should be interesting to watch.
And yeah, let's talk bans, more fun part. If I was Meng, I would definitely ban out Sine alternate. Simply because if you play with all his Megami, he can avoid the deadly ranges of Mitsuki.
Karuna band coming out and Sun band coming out.
The way I assume that he wants to win this game with Utsuro and Megumi, but origin is that he wants to use life burn, right, with the throughout enhancement that drains life once you're in Ashen, and the special, since dealing over damage to Tokyo alternate at Mitsuki. It's kind of annoying.
Yep. So now we deck building. Both characters with their own unique boards here.
Alright, man, half the gang is already here.
Well, Mizuki and Tokoyo can't really cancel the throughout attacks that boss mode deals. Mizuki can't with her 2 normal reacts, and Tokoyo A2 doesn't have a lot of turn. And the other react doesn't actually do anything.
So yeah, we're just beginning deck building.
Yeah, Meng is putting a copy of each card he has out once, so we can talk about it. Don't know if Running Bear is gonna do it. Anyway.
Let's see.
Yeah, so as I was saying, right, I'm just gonna expect him to, since we can't see what they're drafting, so we have to wait. Most surprise factor. Yeah, I suspect him to use Curse of Ashes in this game. Almost definitely. Simply because getting guaranteed life damage against Mitsuki is very important. She can just negate way too many attacks.
Yeah, I agree.
So I said here, that's probably gonna be something that happens.
Oh, he's putting out Meng's cards, Running Bear's cards as well for us. It looks like.
Yeah, he does, which is nice. Let's push to the camera. Funnily enough, one other way I can see him potentially when, I mean, I don't know if he can do it against Mitsuki, is if he wants the enhancement. What's it called? Fruit of Finality. I've recently, got better at using it, and it's actually really strong if you can set it up properly.
Yeah, I've played a lot against Meng's combination here. He typically likes to run a lot of all the attack cards for Megumi. He also, in terms of his Utsuro, he tends to opt for the more control style with just the pressure, the reactions, and of course he always packs a Curse of Ashes. Haven't really seen him run Dark Pulse or Reap. He tends to use a lot of his offensive pressure with Megumi. He also likes Balsam a lot. Always a card that he uses for more control. So I wonder if we'll see that coming out in this matchup.
Well, you're definitely gonna see. I'm almost confident that he's gonna run Reed in this game and Multiflora. I can't tell you that much, simply because he wants to keep him at a distance. But I wonder if he's actually gonna try to play with Shoot, because Spreading Palm is gonna be very rough to play. Maybe Spreading Palm works, but it's gonna be he has to move into range 5 or something. If he can move into a very high distance for some reason, he can actually run Full Moon. I guess it also works. I wonder. Break up Glancing Strike. He probably means in the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, figured. Yeah, Awestrike. I don't expect to see Awestrike here. Actually, can Mitsuki even give your aura? No, she can't really. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, I'm talking about the characters here. Megumi is a lot more about enhancements and her seed tokens. Whenever she plays an enhancement, she gets a seed token that she can use, which can give her cards bonuses effects when they're planted in her field, which is right here. Also, she can use these seed tokens to increase the lifespan of her cards with cards that have growth on them, like this one right here that says growth 2. So with these seed tokens, definitely enhancements. Utsuro gets a lot of bonuses when petals are in shadow. Some examples are this one, Full Moon, among some of the other cards. We'll see if they come out. This one as well. We have Mizuki, which I talked about in the last video, but Mizuki conscripts cards and units on this board over here that can do a variety of things. She's definitely more of a close range hitter with some additional options she can generate in her barracks, which is right here. And then finally you have Tokoyo, which is well known for her control as well as vigor. And one of Tokoyo's biggest specialties is that she has a lot of cards that can do damage directly to life, which is really important in this game to completely ignore your opponent's aura. Very strong. But yeah, also with the passive ability Artistic, she gets has 2 vigor, then her cards gain bonus effects. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, something else you can add about Utsuro is that part of her design is that your opponent gets to choose the effect. Right, she has like multiple negative effects, so the opponent has to choose how they get burned each turn. Yeah.
Oh yes, also
so just from the draft, I think that mengluo has a big advantage here, because Tokoyo's life damage is bound to range 4, essentially. I mean, or range 2 to 3 if you use Awestrike as well. And Mitsuki doesn't exactly have damage at range, and even in close range, she is not that dangerous unless she gets counter-offensive out, right? And getting into range against Megumi, which if you don't have a lot of advance, it's gonna be rather rough. Right, with multi-flora and with weed, it's gonna be easy to stay outside of range 4. So, well, and he also has Pummel Trust, which is actually not that bad here. Honestly, the way I would see this go, assuming they draft somewhat like I expect them to, is that mengluo123 is gonna stall and tries to burn life with Curse of Ashes and his finisher. I can't pronounce because it's in Russian. And running best probably trying to win the game by getting Hollow Blossoms to proc multiple times, since this is the most reliable way you can deal damage to life. This I assume so. I suppose with the new Sunny stage you can also deal life damage. Oh, we'll see.
Yep, should be a good match.
Menglo already finished drafting.
Yeah, he's pretty quick when it comes to deck building usually. Whenever I play him, but mengluo123 is definitely a very solid player. He definitely likes to play. Lets his experience shine through. He kind of has a lot of knowledge when it comes to all the characters. That's why he had trouble picking 3, but usually not the most, I guess, serious of players. Usually isn't super. Usually doesn't always build the most competitive decks. Of course, in this situation, I would hope he would. But in general, if you're playing him,
Yeah, he probably does in this case.
yeah, but he's usually a pretty carefree player whenever he plays. So, but hopefully we won't see it in this match. And Running Bear looks like he's still building his deck. Should be done soon. Probably thinking about 1 or 2 cards. mengluo123 looking over cards.
Actually, I wonder if he's even gonna use Mitsuki's. Yeah, he's probably gonna want Steady Advance.
Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty solid card from Mizuki. Usually you just use it to conscript 3 units, I would, in the early game.
Depends. Well, yeah, maybe. But in this case, I can see it being used just to spam recover actions and get the shadow cleaned up. It's gonna be one of those kind of games that can potentially take a while. But I wonder what kind of specials Running Bear will run here. Tend to keep Hachiryu, probably one of his best choices. If you want to run the Mitsuki special, just to get 1 hit in potentially with the special of the Tokoyo alternate 2 with Hollow Blossoms, assuming that he runs it. Well, he's almost definitely gonna run Immortal Flower, I believe.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess he doesn't have many good choices in the matchup, the way I view it.
Yeah,
It's gonna be interesting.
usually if there's not a lot of good choices, you see Eternal Moon come out. It's usually a pretty solid pick. Even though, Immortal Flower is pretty solid. And Just wait for the deck building to finish. Hopefully it'll be done soon.
Yeah, it's not going to take much longer. So he has a difficult matchup ahead of him, so that's why he's probably thinking a lot about it.
Now, Megumi definitely is one of the characters that can force you to play in ways that you don't want to play, with her enhancements, as well as some of her reactions. Has a lot of good options, like Balsam and Pommel Thrust. Definitely two options that can really control some of the range that you're allowed to play at. As you can see, a lot of people watching this match, a lot of anticipation.
I suppose Shadow Wall is really going to make it even worse. I might as well put some cards in mengluo123's deck. So what I would run here is likely Curse of Ashes, Shadow Wall, Shadow Wing, Dark Pulse, Full Moon. Those are the 5 cards it's a good one. Maybe you can get rid of Dark Pulse and just run Full Moon, and then you run the mengluo123, Pommel Thrust, and Multiflower. That's what I would do if if you want to win. We are using Full Moon's life damage and the Russian special. Or maybe he has something else in mind now. I wonder.
Yeah, definitely seems pretty good to generate lots of petals in Shadow. If that's his game plan, which I assume it will be, but so there's a couple
gonna
different
be a
ways.
long game.
Haven't even, it's 20 minutes in, haven't got through deck building, so I think so too. But I can't talk, I take forever in deck building too. But usually at this point, I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Okay.
I don't take too long, I think. Like usually 5 minutes.
Alright, Running Bear has created his deck. Whoa. Clearing out some for some space. Ooh, Mengluo likely gonna go first. Let's see. Alright.
Mengluo gets to decide who goes first. Whatever they decide on.
Oh, really?
Oh, he goes. Oh, okay, he goes first.
Mengluo chooses to mull 2. Oh, mulling 3, actually. And Running Bear chooses to mull 1. And now we are in game. Yeah, we talked about this particular card coming in.
I think it was a no-brainer.
Yeah. So
But,
this.
and there we have the second one.
Yep.
So is he gonna recover already? Actually, I don't even. It's actually really rough now because Megumi actually does have a special, a normal weight 8 range, which he could technically use next turn to deal life damage.
Alright, so towards the match.
so yeah, he definitely got the spamming out. The minus shield over damage react. Otherwise, he
Yeah.
wouldn't recover 100%.
Yeah, that's at least one of his conscripts. So this is steady advance, so you get to perform 3 of these. He did 2 conscripts and 1 recover.
He forgot to put a spot a seed last turn. Yeah, so they do it now.
Yep. So
Yeah, is it noteworthy to the people who will watch this and don't know Megami yet? Megami sprouts a seed token which you can use to pay for enhancements before the enhancement gets put into play. Right, so you could technically, if you have 0 sprouted tokens, you can immediately put one on the enhancement since it sprouts before you pay the cost. This is sometimes important. And yeah, he's just gonna advance, I guess moving into range. Wow, it's really getting rid of all this vigor, huh? Yeah, Dark Pulse. Pretty nice card. Well, I suspect that he might react to this now by taking no over damage. But yeah, it's actually kind of
The
annoying.
problem is, if regardless of reaction, he can follow up with full moon.
Gonna be really good.
so let's see what he chooses here.
He has to take life damage then. He's gonna probably might lose 2 life then, huh? Ooh, that's actually really strong. Mengluo is gonna be off to a very strong start then. I might have even taken the 2 life because then you don't have to take the hand discard. It depends. But then Mengluo could keep it in hand. Of course, he has it, doesn't he? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, of course. He would probably still. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, obviously he wants this card. I wasn't too sure about Dark Pulse if you would want this in this pair in the matchup, right? I mean, it's a good part, but you only have limited space. I wonder what you're gonna want from Megami cards then.
Yeah, he packed a lot more Utsur cards than I'm used to seeing Meng play, but it's probably just
I would
matchup specific.
definitely love to see him use Food of Finality, but I don't think it's gonna happen in this game.
Well, Utsuru does have a recoverable enchantment, but it's still probably not good.
What do you mean, Food of Finality?
I mean that Utsuru has an enchantment, a special enchantment that researches, so he can get more seeds that way.
Choosing to advance here. Probably going to start trying to get in the close range to activate some of Mizuki's attacks.
Definitely range 4 there, at least. I wonder what he's gonna do then. That'll be interesting. We haven't really seen that much from him yet.
Well, this would be the perfect time to play Glancing Strike, so he probably doesn't have it.
Special comes out.
Alright, when he takes it to life, it's getting Flare. Sure.
So this allows the research to happen. We saw this. We saw this in our last match. Yes, he does like to run that balsam.
Balsam, so he does run it after all, okay.
It's a card I talked about that's really good at controlling your opponent's range. It's very strong. The beginning of your opponent's turn, 3 to 5, 2, 1. At the beginning of your main phase, you attack with 1, 3. So kind of interesting dance there.
But I don't see him wanting to be at range 3 though. Like regardless.
Agreed.
Well, that's the point. It punishes the opponent finding their turn on range 1 to 3.
Yes, but Mitsuki and Tokoyo, I don't see them wanting to be range 3, right? Like because
Oh, Mizuki's one of her conscripts is range 3.
yes, that's true, but I don't see him winning with conscripts, but with glazers on red.
It's a 2-1. It's part of her damage.
Oh, it's you.
So he played the reaction to cancel the attack from Balsam. I believe.
Yeah. Or strike. So we have it after all.
Ooh.
And the reaction.
So he gets to choose a Titan kind of damage, but it won't matter because he's gonna jump out of range.
He also gets the after effect now. It's noteworthy.
That's a lot of value from that reaction.
Oh wow. So yeah, he doesn't get the 1/1. Interesting.
We shuffle. Let's see. Is he gonna play the enhancement again?
Wait, so does the Awe Strike go off?
No, it doesn't.
No, it's out of range. It's out of range.
So the after attack doesn't trigger?
And he plays Curse of Ashes again.
Yeah, as an enchantment, this is pretty good value.
Yeah, that's his win condition.
Basically, yeah.
I kind of like how all the shadows are in one area to count. Have an easier time counting. But yeah, just to go over what's happening here. We talked about this earlier. Meg is trying to generate a lot of tokens in shadow, as well as harass bear with longer ranged attacks. It's very dangerous. The 1 to 3 range is when I think bear has a lot better options. So a lot of this is just going to be kind of kiting back and essentially making the game go on longer. So Utsuro can get his bonus effects going, and running bear is going to try to do two things: is get close and try to, get some damage there, as well as trying to weather the storm of the pressure that mengluo is generating. Yep, here's what we talked about. He's going to advance here.
Yes, but there's a problem with being close range against Utsuro. If you can actually kill her. Because the closer range you are, the more pedals are actually in aura and in circulation, which makes this a special come online at some point. Oh, you got Steven script.
mengluo here, just trying to poke and get some more resources to use with some conscription. I think he's got the.
He's getting so much value from that reaction.
Yeah, that card's really good. I think that's one of her best cards, honestly, from Megumi. It's so strong.
Best card? I don't know.
I don't know best card, but it's one of them.
It's like Hilt Slam, but always works, and also has an after effect.
I think the best card is Sky Gleam, personally, though. Well, I mean, if you go for specials, then it's Spreading Palm, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with Sky Gleam is that range 4 is a lot harder to achieve in Sakura Arms.
I think it's really easy. For pairs that can abuse this, like if you play with Yuki, you could run the enhancement or get into distance.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I still think it's a solid card, but it's like, yeah.
Sky Gleam is pretty hard to activate.
I mean, you don't have to use Sprouts, do you?
Running Bear taking his time here. Something worth mentioning, I do believe his next basic action will resolve with no effect. So that's something he has to think
but
about.
only in the same turn.
Yeah.
Right, when you get the attacker. Oh, well, it's
1-1.
Very quick turns going here.
Mhm.
Mengluo just essentially pass, trying to gain some more
Yeah.
resources.
That's what Mengluo is going to do here in the following turns. I'm pretty sure it's just take paddles from distances over and then focus over into flare, so you can eventually spend the flare to reach Ashen.
Oh yeah.
Once he does.
One resolve.
I don't know if I would have advanced. I think I would have just recovered. Yeah.
Well, not advancing gives the opponent opportunity to advance. Really,
Yes. But then he has to use an action to advance and not to focus. That's what I mean.
it's kind of the same thing. Like you can't take away all the shadow anymore, so at this point it doesn't actually matter. If Mag just chooses to advance, right, and forcing it to range 2 means that if Mag wants to do anything, he needs to retreat.
Oh, so he has read after all. Okay, so he used the growth effect to overcharge it. So it isn't so. We're actually at range 6 now. And Mastery Zone is 4.
It's a bit weird.
Yep, and there we have both of it again. Dark Pulse.
It's getting bulwarked as it should.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably gonna. Yep. And he's gonna react to this to take one left. Oh, he doesn't react to it?
Is this in range?
Yes, it is. He has
Oh
two.
yes, of course.
Yep. So. Wow.
He probably has trust again.
So right now it's the mastery zone is 3, and the distance is 5. See what Running Bear chooses to do. It definitely needs to think about removing some of these tokens from the shadow. See if he'll opt for that. Just reshuffled, so all of his options should be available to him. Right now, currently 9 tokens in shadow. Running Bear taking some time on this turn. Very awkward, considering the range.
He knows what's up. Pretty much. Actually, getting really, really close to just dying. Yeah, 9 in shadow, and mengluo can just focus up. I wonder what kind of not enhancement, kind of specials he wants to dump his flare eventually. Since he can now, during the next reshuffle, he can focus, like one focus, one recover, play a special, depending which specials he has, and then next turn play the Curse of Ashes. And he might get the Ashen proc that way. Depends.
Yep, so he's gonna advance here.
Wait, can he advance, by the way, since we are in the Mastery Zone thingy?
Well, it's the range is
Yeah,
increased by
never
1.
mind, never mind. It's the same, it's just the wording. Right, let's see what happens. But yes, I still suspect mengluo winning this with little issue.
Let's see. Definitely has the advantage right now, I would say. Even though the life difference is only 1, I think mengluo definitely has a huge lead due to the amount of tokens in shadow. Looks like he's going to add a lot more. Yep. So, yep, at the beginning of his opponent's turn, his opponent either has to lose an aura to shadow or lose some of the flare. It's essentially a card to limit your opponent's flare as well as gaining more tokens to shadow. Can also lower your opponent's aura as well. Very good card. You see it a lot coming from Utsuro. $12 tokens now in shadow. Getting definitely in the danger zone now for Utsuro. I'm sure Bear's aware of this. Let's see what he will do to alleviate that pressure that Utsuro can generate.
It's really, really rough. I think one way he could potentially win winning Bear in this matchup is if he sticks to range 2 and just tries to get as much aura as he can, keep Shadow low, and wait for mengluo to lose enough life to be shuffled. Then he has to go attack with what was it called again? With counter-offensive as in all out right after reacting on the turn and just kind of try to burst mengluo down when they're both at low life. But he only has 3 more life, essentially. Right? Because mengluo definitely runs the special for a 24 flare.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a staple. A good finisher. In case you're not aware, we are talking about this card right here. It costs 24 flare, but it costs 1 less for each Sakura token on shadow, and then your opponent just loses 3 life. Very strong card for Utsuro. Definitely very game changing. Chooses to break away here and rips this card again.
What? Yeah, this one again.
And it's
Takes the
canceled.
life damage. It's probably gonna see a retreat into Glancing Strike then.
Definitely a good opportunity since his -1 is gone now. Running Bear a lot of thought here. Mengluo, this is definitely a turn where I think Running Bear can get a lot done. He has a lot of cards. Mengluo burned one of his, I think, stronger reactions. He might still have the one where he can back up, but I'm sure Bear's taking that into account with how he proceeds with this turn. But on Meng's last turn, he essentially, I believe, just drew 2 and didn't really do anything else. So that could imply that they are all reactions, but could imply that he's just waiting for a better time to use his cards. As I said, I'm sure Running Bear is taking into consideration all of this. Is really thinking about what he wants to do here. Chooses to take 2 basic actions. Let's see what they are. Looks like he's resolving twice. And ending his turn.
Basic.
There was a dispute about this. Can he choose to lose Flare even though he doesn't have any?
Yes.
Okay.
Can.
So yeah, I'm assuming that's what happened with this card. He just chose.
Yeah, you generally only you always take this card just to annoy the opponent, right? He will almost definitely always pick Flare now, just because there is no Flare. But it also shuts down, which is kind of important, Immortal Flower. He's not gonna be able to use it at all, unless he takes a lot of damage to his aura with it, which of course plays into Mengluo's hand for getting all this neat shadow. Ooh. Yeah, figured.
Yep, so he chose to take it to Aura, gets to look at his card in Running Bear's hand and discard 1. Chose the Steady Advance, good choice.
Alright, so he doesn't have it in hands. Mengluos doesn't have Reed in hand then, most likely yet. Oh, yeah, attacks with it. Okay. That's weird. I didn't expect him to attack with it in offense. I don't know if I agree with this. I would have kept it in hands. Oh, well, he only has 2 cards. Oh, he has 2 cards left deck. You know, the reasoning is that I would just keep it until you have Reed in hand. And Full Moon again, just so you can secure the 2 life damage now.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
sure.
just threaten the life damage. I guess it's fine. I don't see him dying to attacks.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get 1 more in Aura to get 12. Didn't work out. As Running Bear conscripted the counter to reduce the aura damage by 1, also resurging his special. 2-1 here. Ooh, a lot of life damage. Or no, excuse me, that was from Aura.
He definitely takes the aura.
Yeah.
Boost the shadow.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have 14 in shadow. So whenever he plays the enhancement now, we can just spec life burn. But there's an issue with it. I don't know if he wants to do it right now. Because it only is 1 aura. And then again, I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Ooh, chooses
he
to
charges
focus
up.
here. Probably going to use a special this turn, I would assume.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Action and he... Oh, that's... He moves in. All strike? Oh no. Hit the charge. Alright. So next, he probably got himself the attacking conscript now. He threatens to attack live next turn. Chooses to burn aura against, well, I mean, I can't speak Russian, so yeah, against mengluo special. Recover action, 2 more recover actions. And he keeps the last card in hand. So, what's gonna happen this turn is mengluo will definitely take life damage. I suspect the special to be played from Mitsuki. What's the name? Near Turret Hizamaru. I can't pronounce it properly, I suppose. But yeah, he's gonna use it to drain mengluo's aura and then deal further life damage. At least that's the general idea that I have in mind right now. If he has all strike, he can also choose to deal life damage, which is again really big. mengluo's actually pressured right now. He threatened to lose at most 2 life this turn.
It burns the flare for this.
And maybe move forward into all strike. Oh, does he use the spam? I don't know. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, and it's mengluo's turn. Yep. There we have it again.
Such a strong card.
We're gonna see the first life drain this turn.
And counting up shadow right now. There is a lot.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to stop the disenchant effect from happening.
Likely not. Yep, there's 15 in shadow. When this disenchants, if there's 12 or more. Opponent gets aura, but he loses a life. Definitely not a good trade. Let's see what. If Bear can get out of this, he needs to remove 4 tokens from shadow, which doesn't seem likely, but we will see.
It's not actually possible because he would have to put it to flare, which then activates 2 specials.
Yeah. So. Advance 1. Resolve. Oh, that's not how that works. I was about to say.
Mix here. If there are 11 petals in shadow and he pays the last one from Curse of Ashes, disenchant happens, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, then this guaranteed this turn, I think.
Yeah.
Unless I miscounted. Don't think I did
No,
that.
no. It would technically be possible if Tokoyo had both enchantments, but we know that she doesn't.
Yep. Using this to get out of range again.
Probably forcing Running Bear to just end this turn.
Yep.
Here we go.
Looking pretty dire here for Running Bear. He's going to take 1 life from this. Which is not good. But also, we're getting close to the special where he drains 3. So really, Running Bear only has 1 life left. Although there needs to be a couple more petals in shadow for him to be able to activate this, but it's getting very close.
There's still a lot of life to burn.
Yes, it's gonna trigger eventually.
I mean,
He's just
Running Bear
gonna
has to be very careful
all
here.
now. Kind of like a slow burn. You just know it's coming, but can't really stop it.
Yeah, the only real way to stop the special is to kill Tsuro before it happens.
Yeah, he has to get some kind of big damage going, but since mengluo wants Shadow Wall, it's gonna be really difficult to deal any kind of meaningful damage.
Advance and conscript 2, I'm guessing. Yep.
And something else that you should keep in mind is mengluo wants Full Moon and Reed. So if he's at range, I don't know, like even range 2, I believe he can easily get to range 6 and 7.
But only temporarily at those ranges.
Here we go.
Yep.
Just said it. He's gonna play Dark Pulse into Full Moon.
Yep. No reason not to. Just get rid of the bulwark.
Yep.
This is very devastating, actually. The Dark Pulse gets rid of reactions, essentially.
It's pretty much the game, if this goes through. Yeah, so react to it. And here comes Full Moon. With no flare, there's no real reaction left anyway. Oh, he actually plays that? Oh well.
I don't see why. I guess it's a way to make 2 shadow.
Yeah, I kind of... Well, I guess what else would you play? Maybe an enhancement from
Oh, he didn't have Ashen before, that's why.
Ah, you're right.
Oh, okay. Okay, makes sense. And yeah, now we have Ashen Red.
So I should do 2
Yeah.
to life.
Yeah, it's exactly Ashen.
Yep.
Yeah, Running Bear definitely on the back foot here.
Oh, that one again.
Yeah, this is so dangerous now for Running Bear. I don't know how you can come out of this one.
He's likely not coming out of this No, he's gonna take 2 damage to over. I guess it's
No, he's
Oh, yeah.
not sure. He's gonna die anyway.
yeah, of course, but it's gonna be yeah.
He needs more options. This
It's just a bad draft against this against mengluo's pair.
Oh, and we
I
have
disconnected.
a disconnect. That was, I believe, GG.
Yeah, that might
Wait,
as well have been.
is that game? Or is that just a natural DC?
I suspect it's a DC. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Running Bear is playing a different game. Yeah, he reached away. Okay, so that was mengluo versus.
Rage quit? I don't know if it's actually rage quit, but it's definitely yeah, really
And mengluo takes it over Running Bear. Quite a good match.